Hello everybody, I'm Jables Games and welcome back to another video. And now I get some of you want the Twinsanity review. That was supposed to be out on September 9th, but school starting back up around that time threw me off completely. And well, it's been over a month late. I know you have been hearing that a lot, but not just that, I actually restarted the review because I fucking hated it. So here I am restarting it because of the shitty script. This video was not about that, and I was inspired by, of course, Square Jack to make this video. I've always wanted to play these mobile games, and to celebrate my 100 subscriber milestone, I decided to just play all of them and make a fun review out of it. Well, maybe not all of them. I can't play the Crash Nitro Kart on iOS. So without further fucking ado, I present to you the Crash Bandicoot mobile games review, celebrating my 100 subscriber milestone, and a nice video to watch after stuffing yourselves for today on Thanksgiving and relaxing before shopping time. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Now let's get started. We're going to go by year, or I guess my choice. I'm not too sure. And I'll be rating them separately for more fun, which I would like to call the Wumpa-meter, special for this video. Up first is Crash Bandicoot Nitro Kart Mobile. Now this game did have two other ports, the GBA port, which was a solid game, and an N-Gage port. Yeah, I bet you never heard of that. The N-Gage is a device released by Nokia in 2003, which had ports of well-known and loved games, like Crash Nitro Kart, for example. A little bit of history out of the way, let's play this shit. Yes! In this game you have different types of tracks, and 4 of each of them. You have cities for one of them, and a few others that are really important to mention. You also have an amazing roster. Now this roster kinda sucks, but it only is a quick mobile game. You can play as Crash, Coco, Crunch, and Cortex. Looking at the game, it doesn't look too bad, a fun looking mobile game, but it really isn't all that special. All you do is just move the cart with the arrows. That really isn't much, and it drives itself. Literally, it fucking drives itself, and all you can do is make the turns with some lag it has. It even has some power-up boxes like in the other racing games. But it doesn't even last long, 5 to 8 seconds at most. Well, the power-ups at least. Really, there isn't any way to speed up, just make sure you turn and stay on the track at all times and smack them with your power-ups. Really, this game is pretty much nothing. And I'm sure that's how most of the games out here are gonna be, considering it's a quick mobile game for old phones. Oops! I crashed my Bandicoot. This is why nobody watches my content. Crash Bandicoot Nitro Kart Mobile gets a 4.5 on the Wumpa-meter. There really isn't much going on for it, and it's not that great. However, even if the other racing games do drive itself, they do improve on this list. On to the Twinsanity mobile games, and I am excited for these. There are 2 Crash Bandicoot Twinsanity mobile games, and looking at them when I watched Square Jack's review, they looked really fun. Playing it while recording gameplay for this review that I'm making right now, I'm happy with them. Let's check out the first one. Yes, because that's exactly what the Crash theme fucking sounds like. But anyway, this game has a total of 6 levels, and is about the sections you see here making a path for Cortex, while he tries clearing a path for you, at the same time. And that's the game. You have 3 levels in the jungle, and 3 levels in the ice. The game's graphics are pretty good, and it's very fun. The game's colors are vibrant, and then really just good. It's actually pretty clean looking too. There's just a tiny version of the fun sections in Twinsanity in a small little package. Would have been amazing to see something for Crash like this on the Game Boy Advance, or just a real and, well, better mobile version of it with more levels and better graphics, considering how mobile gaming has evolved for these past years. What do you guys think? Overall, this game is pretty fucking sweet. I love it. And already starting out with a high note, I'm gonna give this game a 10 on the Wumpa-meter. It's just a perfect mobile game for Crash. I really like this one. Moving on, we have the last Twinsanity game. This is the stuff of nightmares. This game is faithful to the actual console game, making it a fully 3D game. It's obviously linear and straight. Crash can spin, jump, and have his normal moves like the last game we played along with the cool tutorial. And now noting this as well, I'm not going to pay attention to the ends of these mobile games since they really don't matter. All that aside, there's many boxes like in the real Crash games and an Aku Aku crate, which shows you can collect the masks, but I'm pretty sure getting hit by something will decrease the mask counter. Oh yeah, the game even has enemies. This is a good game and it's very smooth. The graphics are awesome too. However, I couldn't really get past the first 2 or 3. Well, I forgot which levels I played that made it stop, since it either froze or the buttons just not worked anymore. So that's just really sad. It was a really fun game. This game would get a 7 on the Wumpa meter, only because it kinda just broke and I couldn't finish it. That's all we got on the Twinsanity side of things. Now let's move on to another racing game from it, and this time we have Crash Bandicoot Nitro Part 2. This game is a downgraded version of what's on the iOS, or should I say App Store for iPhone. And yes, extremely downgraded. You go from 3D to this. First thing you hear, well, you have a choice, is obnoxious music. The game does have bigger menu screens, giving us quick races, play options, and then the usual, like cup races. Oh hey, a quit option. That could come in handy. Too bad it isn't a quit the video option. I can hear the click of the dislike button already. This game is pretty awesome though. You have a much more improved roster for this game. You have 10 characters. Crash, Cortex, Tiny, Coco, Oxide, Ripperoo, Nina, and a new character named Yaya. I have a joke here, but it is used by another YouTuber. Moving on. You also have a few cup races, only 3 along with 8 vehicles to choose from. But of course you have to unlock all the cup races, characters, and vehicles. That's a good fucking thing. Giving more fun and stuff to do in this game. Funny thing is, it's only a mobile game and they give you many reasons to keep playing. Well, not enough to make you stay, but gives you more fun. The game's graphics are much improved and the first race is very funny. They are wearing tiny little hats. That's kind of adorable. You would also collect the letters C-R-A-S-H, I forgot what it does. The game, like I said, still drives itself, but the colors and graphics are much improved, and it's honestly pretty fun. There's even power-ups. I didn't take the time to unlock everything because, well, I can give a fuck less. But this is a good game. Gets an 8 on the Wumpa meter. Next on the list is this really weird Crash Bandicoot game, which seems like an odd bootleg, but I guess it's not. It's exactly like a GBA game, and sadly I cannot play it since it gets glitchy, and I can barely move him, so I can't judge it. But due to it just being a near copy of a GBA game, having 25 levels, crystals, and gems, but I don't know about boss fights. I bet this game would be a decent 7.5 on the Wumpa meter, but I can't decide for real, and sadly we'll have to skip it. Alright, next is... You have got to be kidding me. A Crash Boom Bang mobile game? You have got to be fucking kidding me. A fucking disgrace to the Crash Bandicoot name on a mobile device. As if the DS game wasn't enough. So this game is simple. I don't want to lay a finger on this, but I have to do this for the sake of the video, and for you guys, because I know torturing myself playing shitty games is something you can't wait to see once this review series gets deeper onto the channel. This game is filled with a bunch of crappy minigames, counting a bunch of colored fucking dragons. Why? It isn't impossible, but it really isn't fun. Shooting fucking cows, and then whatever this is, and a few others that are not even worth my time. This thing gets a 2 on the Wumpa meter. Believe me, that's generous to give it that score. Next is another racing game for Crash, and it may be the last on the list. I'll explain why at the end. And it's... Crash Tag Team Racing. The game I despise more than Wrath of Cortex. Even if Wrath of Cortex sucked, at least it was close to the original though. Barely feeling like a Crash game in my opinion. Going into it, you have a somewhat pixelated image of the Crash Tag Team Racing cover. You have a few options, single race and tournament, which I'm assuming is cup races. There are only 4 characters, which is the same as the other racing game before it. Because Crash Bandicoot Nitro Part 2 was actually made after this, it was a downgraded version of the iOS game. Anyhow, there are 3 total tournament races, and it's funny when it's unlocked. You get a flag knowing it's time to race, and then the other ones have Crash's finger waving kinda like Sonic's hand in the first Sonic game. Playing this game, the graphics aren't that great in my opinion. It's not because I fucking hate this piece of trash game on my console. but it's just it feels weird and a bit more laggy. It's like all of the work went into the colors for the cars and characters and not really on the background and stuff. This game drives itself as always, and really I'm getting sick and tired of all this. It's a drive itself with either a downgrade on graphics, colors, along with the other stuff like cups and characters. I'm just gonna give this game a 4.5 on the Wumpa meter. I know all 3 racing games we saw was the same in a way, but some are improved or just shit, so no surprises there. Now on to the mobile games of the Crash Bandicoot console games that ruined your childhood and destroyed your loyalty and love for the series, and Crash of the Titans. There's a mobile game for both, so let's get right into the Crash of the Titans, since that came first. This game is honestly really good. It's a perfect Crash mobile game. You have the classic beat 'em up style of Titans, of course, and you could even go through a pretty lame tutorial. The story, let's just sum it up, and say you gotta stop Cortex. And the game is kinda like Super Mario Bros. 3's map screen. It's like a full-on game almost. See, this would have been the Crash of the Titans Game Boy Advance game, not the shitty thing that was released now. You have normal moves, punching, spinning, and you can even steal Titans with Aku Aku's mask. This is a really good game. The graphics and music are really nice too. I only played a level, I didn't really continue through it, but I will definitely go back to it soon. Who knows, maybe I'll play the entire thing for a video. This game on the Wumpa meter surprisingly deserved a perfect 10 for me. This is a perfect Crash Bandicoot mobile game. I honestly don't see anything bad in it, except that people just hate it because it's based off Titans. Well guys, that was the last of the Crash Bandicoot mobile games. Yes, I know it was really short. There was 4 games that wouldn't work, 2 I didn't have access to due to being on iOS, and I didn't have any money, and I don't have any Apple products to play on it, except school iPad, but obviously I can't use that. 2 of them did not work on the emulator, so I apologize. But I hope you enjoyed the video anyway. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe everybody, and stay tuned for more awesome content from this channel. Jables Game signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Happy Thanksgiving.